Welcome to the Mindset Elevator, everybody. I'm Andrea, and I hope you guys have been taking care of yourselves, keeping yourselves elevated, okay? If you guys are new to the channel, if you like that real talk, you're in the right place because I don't hold back, all right? I keep things, gritty. I keep things very real. Right off the top of my head, just talk, no script, okay? And for those who are returning to the channel, I'm so happy to see you guys again, subscribers. I'm so happy, viewers, everybody. You guys are, all the same to me. Blessings to all of you, all right? Thank you guys for supporting the channel. Let's get into this video because what I will say that is probably happening in your life right now is that your personality probably freaks people out in some capacity. How you are makes people unnerved in some way, shape, or form. The reason why is because you're just as real as they come. And unfortunately, real is rare. That's just what it seems like, right? Let it be known in the comments if you feel like real is rare. It's not a common trend here, okay? But this is why your personality freaks people out, because how you move is real and different and unique, and it freaks people out because they're not accustomed to seeing people move real. And you would think that real is kind of like an unspoken thing here where that's just how one should be. That's how one should move. But no, that's not how it works anymore, right? What is fake is admirable, or what is not genuine, people seek, right? People want to get all of what is not, real to the core, right? And so lines get misconstrued, intentions get muddied, and then you're left with a pot of, failed connections, things that don't work out. This is why you freak people out. Your personality freaks people out. You as a person could just freak people out because you move the way you want to move. And there's nothing that anybody could really do about that. All they could do is accept the fact that this is how you are. But how you are is what they don't often see, right? So your personality could freak people out. Perhaps you're more of an optimistic individual, right? Perhaps you have more of an optimistic approach to life. You don't look at things in a pessimistic way. You look at everything in life as an opportunity to go up. And so perhaps you're around a lot of people that do not see life that way, or are always down, always out, always upset, never wanting to, believe that tomorrow's going to be a better day, right? And so when you come around and you have, you exude positivity and you exude a happiness and joy, you're going to put people off and freak them out a little bit because they're not understanding how through all your trials and tribulations you could stay so elevated, or how you could stay so positive. Like, how do you stay focused? How do you mitigate your distractions? Like, it freaks people out to see that your personality, your way of being, you have everything down pat, right? You always figure your situation out. No matter what's going on, you always figure things out, and let it be known in the comments and say, I always figure things out. I always get right back on track. Nobody can derail me. And that's another thing too about derailment, in the sense that people try to take you off course, or forces trying to take you off your rightful track, your rightful path. This just doesn't happen to you, right? So that could freak people out who are kind of expecting that any negative situation that befalls you, you'll succumb to it. And that's just not how you move, right? You move in a way where whatever life throws at you, you deal with it graciously, gratefully. You deal with it in a way that, people are in a very poised fashion. People are not used to seeing somebody who is able to tackle and deal with the situation. Because a lot of people, let it be known, if you agree with what I'm about to say, a lot of people, when they have a lot of stress or when they have a lot of anger, frustrations, they take it out on other people. And you probably do not move like that. So your personality, your way of being, the way you choose to deal with your lives matters. The way you choose to deal with yourself and others around you and your situations just kind of freaks people out, right? They see that you are resourceful and wise and very careful about the steps that you take, right? You may have a little bit more trepidation, though it's a positive kind of trepidation, not a hesitant or a worried trepidation. You move calculatingly. You move in a way where you want to make sure you're doing the right things, you're making the right moves. You've probably seen that you don't have to rush. Life is not a race. Your personality, the way that you choose to move in this lifetime, flabbergasts a lot of people around you who do not have these coping mechanisms, or who find that even the thought of trying to cope with their life's troubles like you do, it just doesn't equate. They can't see how they could do that as well, or they don't see how they can get through their troubles like you do, or how, once again, despite everything that may have been transpiring in your life that could have been unsavory, you deal with it. You're still happy, you're still loving, you're still giving, you're still forgiving. It could be like that, right? Where your personality, your shine, right? The way that you shine, the way that you bring life and you bring light into everything you do, or to every room that you walk into, that can be an irritant to people who are not used to seeing such bright spirits in front of them. It could be as simple as you going to the bank, going to a public place, going to a mall, going to a movie theater, going to a place to be serviced, right? Oftentimes this happens here. It's happened to me more times than I could really recall, right? Where you could be walking into a place and you're encountering a lot of miserable servicemen and servicewomen. You know what I mean? Miserable workers, miserable people in life. You slightly brush past somebody, you're like, I'm so sorry about that, and they're like, get away from me. It's like, or you going to a place to be serviced, going to a store, going to a bakery, wherever it can be, and let it be known if this is something that you've dealt with, and you're trying to be nice and cordial and polite and light with conversations, trying to help, you're trying to spread joy, right? And people are going to be, put off by that. People are going to be freaked out by that, because kind of like, no one ever talks nice to me, or nobody says, hello, sir, hello, ma'am, good morning, good afternoon, how are you doing? How's everything going with you? To a complete stranger, perhaps. That's how I tend to be with people that I don't know at all, right? People who I'm being serviced by, courteous. Sometimes I'll even shake people's hands, right? Because it's just a matter of me showing respect to people who are helping me in some capacity, right? But you won't always receive that same energy back. You're going to find people who are standoffish and maybe even annoyed and irritated by the fact that you are happy, or that you are being kind and hospitable, that you're making conversations. They'll actually feel your energy from far away, and they'll avoid even servicing you, or they're going to avoid talking to you or dealing with you, because your personality, right? They could feel it and they could sense it from a mile away. Your personality is something that puts them off. They've become accustomed to what is fake, to what is forced, to what is problematic. And they've not been dealing with problematic circumstances to the best of their ability. So when you're walking into a room, walking into a seminar, walking into that family's home, walking into your college or university class, walking into your workplace, right? Walking around in society, right? Where once again, you might be being serviced in some capacity, and you're seeing that people are trying to like make it seem like the way you move or the way you are is irritating, or it makes them scared, or it makes them jumpy. It's because they're not accustomed to people coming with those real good vibes. They have become accustomed to miserableness. Or misery, right? They've become accustomed to dreariness. They've become accustomed to people being rude to them, insulting them, ignoring them. Perhaps you make people feel seen, but it still freaks them out because they're not used to being recognized for whatever it is that they do, right? So you're a unique type of individual. You're somebody who a lot of people will never forget, because you're unforgettable. You cannot be forgotten. You cannot be overlooked, even if you have been overlooked, right? Let it be known in the comments if you feel as though your personality or your way of being or the way that you come across freaks people out in some way, shape, or form, right? It's just you being you. It seems like a very simple concept, like just be you, be true, be you. But a lot of times when you're being yourself, we're talking about you. When you go out there and you're shining and you're doing you, that's going to be an irritant to some people who are not used to people just coming as they are, showing themselves as who they are, what you're made of. Really, you show people what you're made of. You show people what you're made of by the way that you shine, by the way that you talk, by the actions that you perform, by your line of work, by the way you raise your kids, by the choices of career that you do, the place that you decide to live, the boundaries that you have, the way that you shine, the way that you're a very uplifting, high vibrating individual. It's going to freak people out. Please share your freak out stories. Please share your stories where you feel as though when you were being yourself and you were being kind and you were being you were being true, you were being real, that it got a negative reception, or you received a negative reception from people in society or in your closer knit world. Please share your stories, everybody. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Thank you guys for supporting the Mindset Elevator in the ways that you guys always do. And more heat is coming, more content is on the way, more live streams are on the way. I really like to get into these topics, and I'm really happy when I see all of you guys here from all over the world, really connecting with the channel. And not only connecting with you guys are like giving insight. You guys are actually sharing insight, sharing stories that are actually being seen and helping everybody here, including myself. Is very therapeutic for me as well. So I thank you guys. I want you guys to know that your presence here is noticed, is felt, and is appreciated. Stay up, everybody, and I'll see you soon. Bye.